Bonjour, and welcome to the Potty Post series, visiting markets in the south of France, which includes the areas of Provence and Languedoc-Roussillon. Today we're exploring the Saturday market in Ceret, which is about 20 minutes from the Spanish border in the Pyrenees-Orientales department of the Languedoc-Roussillon.
Ceret has two market days, Wednesday and Saturday, but the Saturday market pulls out all the stops. The vendors wind their way through the picturesque heart of Old Ceret, selling everything you could need or want, from local prepared foods such as paella and Catalan meatballs, fruits and vegetables, meats, cheeses, olives and oils, soaps, clothing, housewares, sewing bits, crafts, bath sponges from around the world. You get the idea. Ceret has this wonderful old Spanish feel architecture with the stone and the archways. Under the plane trees. This is the bar called Le Pablo. It's been in Ceret forever, and the walls of this bar are filled with paintings of artists who've lived in Ceret, many of whom seem to have paid their bar tab with their paintings. And it's alleged that somewhere in this bar on the walls there hangs a small Picasso. I haven't found it yet. This is something a little bit unique. It's soap made from ass milk. Isn't that great? From Ceret. This is Ollie, a local artist who moved from Paris to Ceret years ago. His drawings portray a whimsical, humorous side of life to Catalonia. One of his themes is the tramontane wind, which blows throughout the Languedoc-Roussillon. The tramontane is the cousin to the mistral, that famous wind of Provence. See? The tramontane to Catalonia. There it is. He's been a fixture in the market for years and is a wonderful addition to it. Thank you. Merci, Ali. Ceret's Saturday market generally has about everything in it. Including playful pups. Bonjour, merci. Bonjour. Just goes on and on under these gigantic plane trees. Bonjour.
Ce sont des fleurs naturelles.
Ah,
Se fait à la main.
c'est
Des
unique.
fleurs d'ici, de l'Europe et de l'Amérique latine.
They always say an elephant with his trunk up is a happy elephant.
Je suis le producteur qui travaille à l'ancienne sur des bambus organiques.
Ah, de
Sans filtre, sans colle, sans filtre, complètement naturel. Vous venez de quel pays, madame?
This market is another one of those market towns that it's like a lived-in market, so there's all sorts of things for sale here that people use every day to live. And people shop at this market for their needs. It's not just a tourist market. People really, you know, yarns, threads, elastics, ribbons, fried foods. Lots of oil. Confit de canard. Everything you'd need to make a cassoulet, except the beans. Ceret is famous for its cherries, these big, sweet, delicious dark cherries. Traditionally, a box of the first cherries picked here is sent every year to the President of France. And each May, at the end of May, they have their cherry festival. You can get everything in the world you can think of made with cherries, my favorite being cherry kofluti, which is kind of like a cherry custard. Ah, c'est bon. We have here the prepared foods. Paella, cod in the style of Catalan. Bonjour. Aubergines, which are eggplants a la Catalan. Seiche, which is I don't care for that, it's a kind of like a squid, chewy. And bowls de picolat, they're meatballs, which are very dense, very good. Here we have quite the collection of aperitifs. Goat cheese and peppers, goat cheese and tomatoes, goat cheese and anchovies, ham and peppers, tapenades, little sardines, little quiche le reims and tarte au citron. Merci. I can't think of a better thing to have in the south of France. Hammocks. Antelopes in the south of France are just amazing. I've never had a bad one. These are organic raspberry and blueberry tarts. Across the street is the Museum of Modern Art. Quite an addition to a town of this size, but not surprising, since Ceret has been a refuge for artists at times in the past century. This trend first began with Picasso settling here for a time in 1911, attracting fellow Cubists Braque and Matisse. After World War I, another group of artists, including Soutine, settled here in Ceret, and a third group, fleeing Nazism, came to Ceret during World War II. Many of the streets of Old Town Ceret bear the names of these various artists. Time for a coffee? This brasserie, La France, offers up very decent French fare and in my mind serves the gold standard for that classic French dessert, profiteroles. Wow. That reminds me, it's been too long since my last profiterole, so I think I'll just treat myself. As always, thanks for joining me on my wander through Ceret's Saturday Market, which is featured on my new app, Potty Poche. Potty Poche is a fantastic little travel guide for must-see destinations in the Languedoc-Roussillon and Provence, which uniquely includes GPS locations, descriptions, and ratings of all the public toilets in the locations visited on the app. Written in 5 languages, it's an app for people on the go like yourselves who have to go. So if you're out and about in the south of France, take Potty Poche with you. Available on Apple and Google stores. And I leave you with this: the marrow of life is not your usual trek.